Alright folks, this is a fairly long video on this do-it-yourself stakeout pole build, but I'm going to summarize it here in about 2 minutes or less. This is a 9-foot stakeout pole that I built myself at a CPVC and Schedule 40 half-inch aluminum tubing and a piece of half-inch stainless steel rod. CPVC, that's a simple T. I just cut a small section to keep that tight and not too wide. Again, 9 foot. Inside, I have Silkaflex pulled all the way through, and it's like 3M5200. This isn't going anywhere. And this is the half-inch stainless steel with JB Weld. I actually notched the inside of the aluminum and scored the stainless as well. Here's how that goes together here. This is 3/4 inch CPVC. The outside diameter is 7/8 inches. 7/8 inch. That's the outside, 7/8. This is the Schedule 40 half-inch aluminum tube. See how that fits real nice? You can see just a little tiny bit of a gap there. Nice snug fit. I couldn't find any other type of PVC. The 3/4 inch PVC is not the same diameter. Okay, believe it or not, that's 3/4 inch. And this is 3/4 inch as well. This here, this is 1 inch. Here's the 1 inch PVC. Anyway, the half-inch also, half-inch slides in real snug here with the Schedule 40 half-inch aluminum tubing. But anyway, that's the build. It costs $25 to build this. I'll explain it in the video. The one stakeout stick that I liked at Bass Pro, it's a 9-foot stakeout stick, 3/4 inch diameter, solid fiberglass rod, was $85 plus tax. I think this is just as strong, possibly even stronger, folks, and just as rigid here. I don't know, I'd like to have both of them side by side. I think this is a little more rigid, just a tad bit. Stay tuned for the full build and all the info. Hey folks, well, it's the weekend again here in Round Rock, Texas. It's the end of February, and basically I just want to share with you my do-it-yourself kayaking stakeout pole build. And I wanted to try to get out on the water today. It was 87 degrees yesterday, and right now outside it's 10 a.m. in the morning, I guess. It's 39. Ridiculous. Anyway, I want to try not to talk too long, but I know you're probably thinking here, hurry up, get to the point. Well, the point is, again, I want to build my own stakeout pole. I want one that's 9 foot. I don't want a 7-foot pole. I want a 9-foot pole, and I can certainly go out and buy one. Bass Pro has got one. It's called Super Stick Anchor Pin. It's a stakeout. Doesn't say the word stakeout on it, but it's 9 foot. It's solid fiberglass. Got a T handle. It's 3/4 inch in diameter, and it's $85 plus tax. It also weighs 3.6 pounds. 3.6 pounds. So I thought, well, can I make one cheaper, make one even maybe better? And I think personally the answer is yes. It may not look as slick, but here I go. For this build, I will tell you up front, it would be necessary for you to be able to acquire half-inch Schedule 40 aluminum tube at a reasonable price. And luckily enough, I have this place just south of Round Rock, North Austin off the frontage road of I-35, metals for you. 20-foot piece of this, 20-foot piece of this, $20. So anyway, I started bringing in these short 2-foot pieces of Schedule 40 PVC that I bought at Home Depot, just for like prototyping, like, hey, you know, what's gonna work? Here's a 2-piece of this yellow stuff is called CPVC, chlorinated polyvinyl carbonate, and it has different dimensions by design because you're not supposed to use them together. This is for a specific, well, other application, higher temperature, use it with copper, fire systems use this, so different code basically than this Schedule 40 white PVC. Different dimensions. So really quick here, this is a 3/4 inch piece of CPVC, and this is a 1 inch, I think. This is 1 inch. Where is my 3/4 inch? Oh, here's 3/4 inch right here. Here's 3/4 inch regular PVC. Pretty sure, yeah, 3/4 inch. You can see that's a big difference, right? Well, so what I did is I brought these 2 pieces in, went to Metals for You, said, hey, I want to slide in a tube. First, I want to make sure it's affordable. Sure enough, it's affordable, and this is what I had to go with. I think they had one smaller size, but it was way too small. The next size up is 3/4, way too big. So I take this regular PVC, which is a little cheaper too, and I stick it in here, and no, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And even the 3/4 inch was too big, wouldn't slide into this, so that's not gonna work. And then I took this, and lo and behold, I mean, that's about as perfect as you can get. Okay, it slides in with gosh, probably like 1/64 of an inch gap total, so 1/28 on each side. I don't know, pretty good fit. So I thought, okay, let me buy a 10-foot section of this. See that? There's no rigidity there. 10-foot section of this is $6. I mean, you can say this is $10 if you really want to go buy half a rod, but I bought 2, as you can see, and had them bust it in half for free, just so I can transport it easier. And I'm going to slide it in here and make my stakeout pole. Now, how am I going to keep it in there? How am I going to? What am I going to? I'm going to glue it in. Yes, I'm going to glue it in. I'm going to use a product called Silkaflex. It's like 3M 5200, but a lot cheaper. Let me show you this product here. You can get this from Amazon. Silkaflex 221. I think I got this at the time. It was $8 a tube. So it's the 10-ounce tube. It's black. It has a real good stick factor to it. It's like 3M 5200. It is permanent, okay? You're not gonna remove it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put in a nice fat bead down there, pull a string with some type of object that's smaller diameter and kind of pull that through, go through the other direction, and then I'm gonna slide this whole piece through, and I'm gonna let it set up overnight. And then I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna build my T. Put a small section there. I don't want it too wide. Put a small section here, glue that up here, glue that up here. Right, so you saw how flimsy it was before with just the PVC. This is gonna be fine, and this is 10 foot, so I'm gonna take a foot off of this. That's actually, to me, the same or even more rigid than that fiberglass 9-foot that was at home, that was at Bass Pro the other day when I took a look at it. And also, finally, this whole 10-foot section with the whole 10-foot section of Schedule 40 aluminum weighs 3.2 pounds. The retail Super Stick fiberglass weighs 3.6 pounds. So I think once I cut the foot off, add the T, I'm going to be right around 3 pounds in weight, versus 3.6 pounds. So it's going to be a lighter stakeout, and the only difference is really outside of cosmetics color is the diameter. This diameter is 7/8 inch. The diameter of the stakeout, the retail stakeout, is 3/4 inch. But there's an advantage of using this if you're a Hobie kayak owner for another project I'm working on, which you may or may not be interested in, but I'll share that later. So now on to the build. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. For the end of it, the end that goes into the mud, right, that goes into the ground underwater. This is a 1/2 inch piece of stainless. It's a Mirage Drive, Hobie Mirage Drive drum axle. Now I actually have more 1/2 inch from Metals for You that I bought in the scrap bin for just a couple bucks. But that will be, this is actually a very tight, perfect fit. I will slide that in there, probably score this up, knurl it kind of, you know, with a Dremel, get some JB Weld and let that set up, and that will be my sacrificial tip, this stainless nub here. And I'll probably have it sticking out like that. A couple other quick points before you slide this in and glue it up. Make sure that you cut this PVC down to an appropriate length, you know, 9 feet, whatever you want. That way when you slide in your aluminum, it hangs out and you can machine it, you know, cut to where you want, how much you want hanging off, and then insert your stainless pin or whatever you want on the bottom. Then coming up to this end, I used a ball peen hammer and a piece of wood on the other end. I mushroomed this out. This is going to be the top where the T is at. So you know now that once you glue this all up with the T, that aluminum is not going to slide out of this sleeve. And the Silcoflex is just going to dampen the vibration and keep it in place. And there's the Silcoflex. I actually used weed whacker line. Pulled the weed whacker line through 2 times, one on each end. Bunched up a bunch of masking tape on one end to make a ball a little bit smaller than the diameter of the PVC. Stuck my Silcoflex tube in there, pumped it up really good, pulled one way, did the same thing on the other end, pulled the other way, and then I inserted the rod. That's all the excess Silcoflex that I didn't need to use, but I just want to make sure there's enough in there. Now I'm just going to let that set up. I'm actually going to clean this off with some mineral spirits here on the end, and once I cut that off, then I'll put that stainless steel nub on the end. So let's go now. This the purpose of this video is to show the build of my kayak power pole stakeout solution, which is not my original idea. Props and credits to one guy. Of course, one guy was the original guy who thought of this on YouTube. I don't know his name. And then another guy built one, and so on and so forth. But I want to share with you what I chose for material and what I think is a better fit and a better design. Now, let's go into this. This is a 1-inch PVC gate valve. It's a gate valve, right? So you can see here as I turn that, and here is my material that I have down there for my stakeout. It's the 3/4. It goes in there, and you just turn it about half a turn, and it catches. Okay, that's done. Now, the original idea, the gentleman said to get this is 3/4 inch. Yes, this is 3/4 inch Schedule 40 PVC. This is 3/4 inch CPVC. You see the difference there? But anyway, 3/4 inch PVC in the scupper hole. See how it's loose? The reason why it's not going all the way down, I have PVC bunks running supporting these kayaks. It stops right there, right? See how that's loose? Well, he built it like this, and he used electrical tape. I think if you had to go with this material, I would have built up with marine heat shrink. Would have been a better application, I think. But here's what I found, and it's the ticket. This is 1-inch CPVC. This is 3/4 inch PVC. Schedule 40. Check this out. I mean, you can't get a better fit than that. You can't get a better fit than that. Okay? So that goes right in. That's a pretty firm fit because I think the molding there is catching a little more. This is a little bit of a looser fit. But see that? Compared to that. Not to mention, look at this, guys. This is my stakeout. I mean, that is nice. A 3/4 inch fiberglass stakeout inside of a 3/4 inch PVC. I don't know if the stakeout, this is 3/4 inch PVC, right? Yeah, 3/4 inch PVC. The stakeout is fairly loose, unless you get, yes, it's fairly loose. I'm just saying that's really good. So what I've done, okay, this is the hard part, okay. You can get 2-foot sections of this for about $3 at Home Depot. This is the part. This right here is the magic. My local plumbing supply, Ferguson in Round Rock, has this. It's a 1-inch CPVC to 1-inch Schedule 40 PVC. See that? So this is key. Even if you were to just do it this way, you have to, okay? Because there's no other way to do it unless you buy one of these in CPVC, and they're about $180. This from Amazon was $13 or $14. Now, what I've done is I cut an appropriate length. Now, it's up to you guys, but notice how it's pretty high here, okay? It's pretty high. See that? Pretty high. I want it to drop down about a 1/2 inch. The reason is you've got that scupper gully, or that bow line, right? So I don't want it too far up. I want full support going all the way down, okay? So I'm doing it that way. If you don't like it, you can make it shorter, you can make it longer, you do whatever you want. I'm gonna have about probably a 1/4 inch sticking out from the hole. So it's up to you. Then I didn't want to do this number because I don't want it interfering here with this bulkhead. So I'm going to build it up, okay? Build it up like that. It's actually going to be a little lower once I press it all in. It's all pressed in, okay? Here I have my stakeout. It's going to go all the way. It's going to go all the way down, right? So I'm going to probably have it about right there. Have a mark, right? This is going to be about 8 feet going up. And then I lift it 1/2 turn, and it stays in place. I think this is the cleanest, best option to build this. Now, what do you lose, and what are the drawbacks? What are the precautions? What are the risks? All that. I don't really know. I don't really care. This kayak has been well taken care of. I'm not going to use this in any strong currents. It's going to be still water here in central Texas, lake fishing, okay, shallows. If I'm in strong current, I'm not going to use this, okay. I also know that I've got one of my scupper holes occupied for self-bailing, right? Well, if I'm in still water, I don't give a shit, right? I've got that one there. That's fine. But as far as damage to the scupper holes, I have heard, I have read that, and I do realize, yes, if there's a lot of strain one way or the other, you could cause problems, absolutely. Well, I'm going to take that risk because I really like the simplicity of this. It's going to work for me, and that's all I got to say. So, let me say again what I've got going on here to recap. What I've got to recap is You don't have to build this stakeout pole, but I did for about $25. $25, 9 foot 1 inch. Although I have a Metals for You, and I was able to buy 20 foot of Schedule 40 half-inch aluminum tube for 20 bucks. That's the key. Also that stainless steel half-inch nub there on the end. That's actually my old Mirage Drive axle, because I built new axles from half-inch stainless stock. I bought it Metals for You, and it was scrap, so it was only a couple bucks, and I built my own. But anyway, you don't have to build the stakeout, but the stakeout basically will accommodate everything up to this system. This system will accommodate a stakeout pole up to, I wouldn't go any larger than this, 7/8 inch. So most stakeout poles are 3/4 or less, okay? So you're fine. A lot of the kayak stakeout poles are just half-inch, so you're fine. Okay, so you need a stakeout pole. Buy one, make one, doesn't matter. You're gonna get 2 feet of 1 inch CPVC. You're gonna get the adapters. Again, it's 1 inch to 1 inch Schedule 40 PVC. These adapters were $4.50 each. Then your regular PVC fittings. Okay, this is just a union slip fitting. That's it, right? That's it. Simple as that. I went and I bought all these different sizes. I played around. This is the tightest fit, the cleanest, best option in my mind if you're going to go with a stakeout system like this. I hope that helped. Message me for any questions. I will try to post a part number here, because this might be kind of hard to find, guys. I'll also post a link to this. And props goes out to the original gentleman, if he is the original gentleman, and the others who built this. Again, it's not my idea. Fantastic, fantastic idea. Thank you. Good morning. Here we are at Lake Austin at the Pennybacker Bridge, Loop 360. It's February 21st, something like that, 22nd. Here's the power pole. Forgot to mention the weight. All up weight of the power pole is 3 pounds, 2 ounces. And you can see it's ready to go in the gate valve there, ready to deploy. Again, it's 9 feet 1 inches on my version anyway. And it seems pretty rigid. Let's see how it works. Found that I want to leave it loose. That way it can bob up and down, you know, the hull of the boat can bob up and down. It's been working great.